When working with factorization, you'll sometimes come across the situation where you need to change the variables or the things inside the brackets around to be able to take out that bracket as a common factor. Now, in this case, let's say we need to get b plus a. In this case, you can just swap it around. You had a plus b and you want b plus a. You can just swap it around without changing anything. The difficult thing comes in when you need to change this around. Let's say you have b minus a and you need to get it to a minus b. In this case, what will happen is you need to take out a minus, and the reason for that is that you see you had a minus here in front of the a in the starting with, but now you have a plus there, okay, and then you had a plus in front of the b, and now the negative is in front of the b. So to be able to come back to the original thing on the left, you need to put a minus here, because a minus times a plus is a negative a, and a negative times a negative is a plus b. And you can swap that around and it's b minus a. So you can see it is the same. So apply the general rule that says if there's a negative or a minus between two variables, or a constant and a variable in a bracket, then you can swap it around. You can swap it around to a minus b, but remember, then you must take out a minus. But let's apply this to a example. And you have 3 times m minus 3 plus 7n, then you have 3 minus m. And this is a good example because now we see there's an m minus 3 and a 3 minus m. So ideally we need this 3 minus m to become m minus 3. So let's swap it around. I won't write this sign yet, but we'll see now what's going to happen. If we swap this around, okay, we swapped this around, but remember what we said, the rule is now if you swapped the variable and the constants around in the bracket, you need to take out a minus. Okay, so let's see, here goes the minus, but then you had a plus in front of it starting with. So now you need to multiply this negative to the positive, and that will become a negative. Okay, and then you take out the minus m minus 3 as a common factor, and what are you left with? Well, you have 3 minus 7n. Okay, because you've taken out that and taken out that as a factor. In effect, we have divided it into each term, the m minus 3, and that's why we are left with 3 and minus 7n. But let's look at another example, and this is now the more easier example, and that's if you have a plus in between two, in this case, variables, and you need to swap it around. This is a 2b there. Okay, now again, this is easy when you're dealing with a plus. You can just swap it around without changing anything, because you didn't change the signs. In this case, we can take out the a plus 2b as a common factor, and what are you left with? PQ plus 1, 1, because if you don't see anything in front of a bracket, there's actually 1, and when you've taken out this a plus 2b, we've actually divided a plus 2b into this, and what's left is just that 1 in front of the bracket, and that's the changing of the signs.